Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Get At It Gaming Plus podcast, your podcast for everything nerdy, everything in the world that you love that's nerdy games, movies, anime. I'm Ben.
I'm Alex.
We got a really good show for you guys today. We are going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. We're going to talk about the Star Wars celebration, and there was some Sonic Frontier gameplay today. But before we get into that, let's go into what we've been playing or hidden trophies. Alex and I were actually talking about a little bit about this. It's a light week for us. What do you have anything that you've been playing or?
Um, yeah, I don't know if I did that last week or not. The last thing that I played, I beat Dot Hack, um, Outbreak. So, I have one more game to play. Dot Hack Quarantine in the Dot Hack 4 game set. Um, and so yeah, I've justified the cost of these expensive games, but I got them for a very good price.
Yeah,
So
you did. You got a
all
really
in all,
good price on
like
those.
Hack 4 goes for like $350, like all the time. And I'm looking online like all the time, just seeing what it's been selling for. Like I go to like sold items and stuff on eBay. There are a bunch of them just that are like 350, 380. Some people are trying to sell like just the manual for like 100 and some odd dollars, and it works. And I'm
Wow.
like, all right. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to play that last one because I've never touched it before. I mean, I never touched this previous one either because like they were both expensive at the time. When I was trying to get into these. Yeah. I played a little bit of Lupin the Third, Mis- Mystery of something Magician, something I don't remember. Um, yeah, some PS2 game. I was playing it just as like some sort of palate cleanser, while I try to finish up Dot Hack Sign, because I want to finish that anime before I finish the games. Because at the time, I think at the end of like the second game maybe is when the anime like technically like finished, like it aired, like finished airing in Japan. So I feel like I should just catch up on that. It's a prequel, so I'll probably understand more things. There was a part in Outbreak for a side quest where a character, like I rescued a character from something, and he is a character from Sign. So I vaguely remember Sign because I used to watch it on Adult Swim a lot, but like I don't remember enough about it. I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess I rescued that guy from Skaith.
That one
Okay,
guy.
yeah. So I was like, all right, that's fine. So like now I know that he can be like a party member for the next game, um, as a bonus because you can get a few of the party members from the original, but from the anime from Sign into this game, into the next game. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But yeah, I just want some context for some of the stuff that I'm doing again, just
Yeah.
because it's a huge like multimedia thing, property. So like I should probably try to consume as much as I can of it to get the full story. um and I mean it's good. Oh, and then I also did buy, I don't have it listed here, Dot Hack GU for Switch. um I have the collection, the re I forget what it's called. I almost said Recoded. That's the Kingdom Hearts thing. Um, I already forget what it's called, so I'm sorry, people. Um, but yeah, I got that Dot Hack GU collection. The collector's edition is on Bandai Namco's website right now, and it's on sale. So I don't know if they just didn't sell enough or what. But it's selling for $40 instead of 60, and it comes
Well, that's
with
a good deal.
yeah, it comes with some stuff in there. The problem is that it's Bandai Namco's website and shipping's outrageous just in general. So it was $12 shipping. But I'm still getting a deal. And if you go on eBay, they're selling for $80. So I'm still in the green there. I'm not gonna sell it, but like I'm like this is the best time to buy it. Otherwise, it's just gonna be expensive on eBay.
Right.
So I didn't have any plans to do it because I want to get the platinum and stuff. But because I have it on PS4. But yeah, if this is the only way to get a collector's edition over here, then yeah, I'll get the collector's edition on Switch for sure. Um, but yeah, that means I own almost all dot hack things. I'm missing one novel. Uh, it's Outbreak, the game that I just beat. There's a novel of that, which is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna go on a quick little tangent here, but there's something called Another Birth, I think it's what it's called, and they are light novels for dot hack that go along with the games that you're playing, but they're from the perspective of Black Rose, the girl player who you're with most of the time, the heavy blade one with the pink hair and stuff. So you get to deal with her perspective, which is really cool to see, and it's like all canon. All the stuff is canon and official. But you also get to deal with like her like actual like real life too, which is what you don't really get to deal with in the games from as far as your character's perspective. You don't get you're just playing the game. That's all you do. So it's cool to see some sort of background and depth to characters and be like, oh, she casually said that she was on the tennis team or something like that, and she's, I don't know, 10th, maybe 8th grade. Well, no, he's 8th grade. I think she's like a sophomore or something in high school. So like it's like, oh, I'm getting that perspective of like this person being that age and doing stuff there, but then also having to play games and juggle that stuff and takes things seriously or not. I don't know. It's just really interesting. And then yeah, I have a couple other novels and stuff. But yeah, I'm missing one of those novels, and then I'm missing the PS2 games of GU because I sold those because I was stupid. So I kind of want to get those back. But otherwise, that's all I've really been playing. Now, what I picked up a few things, but to be honest, I don't really remember. I can tell you what I ordered. I ordered, well, I guess I got Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. I got a copy of that finally, and that came in. I got a new Taiko no Tatsujin game for PSP. Now everything's coming to me. I could have just had these in front of me, but no. And then I ordered Ape Escape 2, so I'm excited for that. Ape Escape, Japanese Ape Escape 2, because regular Ape Escape games seem to be expensive lately. So I'm excited to play some Ape Escape there. I love those
Yeah,
games. Ape Escape
those
is
games
really
are
fun.
those are really raising in price. Those games there.
Yeah, I think they'll go down in price, especially because they're going to be on that service here soon. Um, the PlayStation service here. Regardless if people are going to buy them or not, the service it still might the prices are still going to get lower because of that
Yeah,
service.
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm excited for that. But yeah, otherwise, not really too much. I did buy. I want to make sure I'm not telling people where we live, but I did buy Disrupting the Game Reggie Fils-Aimé book at a local Barnes and Noble. Um, very hard to find. It was the last copy. When I went to Barnes and Noble, I looked everywhere, everywhere I thought it could be. Did not ask anyone. I hate asking people for help at stores because I don't know. Like I understand that that's why they're there and they're generally helpful and happy about that. But I've also worked in retail too, so like I don't know. I just don't want to be that guy. um, but it was in completely the wrong place. So, and the guy who I had to talk to was like, "Yeah, I tried to find this once before, and it was in the wrong place last time too." He's like, "I'm trying to think of where they accidentally put it, and it was in business section under like personal finance, and that has nothing to do with what this is. Like,
No,
this is a business book, sure. It could go in the video game section, like where like a Wada Ask would go. It could go in the business section of like notable people in business or like the Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, I don't know, like Mark Zuckerberg, like books go, like just notable people in business.
right,
But
right.
yeah, no, it was just in a completely different place and it didn't make any sense.
Mhm. You gotta love that. You gotta love that. Um, well, I don't have a lot of stuff. I did purchase. I'm gonna show this to the video viewers. I got Goosebumps Horrorland for Wii. I bought it to sell it, and then after looking at like how good of a copy this is and how well it looks, um, I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it. Um, Not a bad game. I never played it, but for some reason, that's just quirky enough for me to like want to keep it
Hmm.
there. But I did want to kind of go on a little bit of a tangent. So many of you guys knew that I was going to do sell and whatnot. I do resell to kind of help with my purchasing of collections and stuff like that. Alex was in my first stream, and I gotta say, it's a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, and they don't tell you a lot of it. Like I was doing things on the fly, like completely on the fly. If I did not, let's just say if I wasn't doing the podcast, I would never have been able to do a lot of that stuff myself because it is very much like you got to figure this out,
Yeah.
or there's like very little writing about something and you're like, why is that in such small writing? Or why is that in the weirdest place? Uh I think it did really well. I did not lose money, which is good. I made a lot of connections. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure I had by the end of right now, I'm looking at like 60 followers, I want to say. Um, I feel like I've definitely gone where the bubble is burst.
Yeah.
So the next stream I will do a little more strategically. I know Alex and I talked about it. I did everything at $1 starting bid. Um, and I will tell you, like, those NES games that sold for $1 a piece, those are not dollar video games
Oh
at
yeah.
all. And they weren't the best looking ones because I have the better looking ones. But yeah, it was not I'm gonna do a couple of buy it nows. I just want to say if you are going to or if you're wanting to sell on whatnot, make sure that your category is not saturated at all. Um, you know, and make sure you have a ton of stock because that's going to be the other thing is people are now that so many people are doing it to get more stock, you're gonna have to spend more money. So, well, I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna do another stream and we'll go from there. Uh, we'll see what happens. I mean, Alex, you were there. I mean, I think it went good with the chaos at the beginning. I will say
There was
that.
a lot of chaos in the beginning, and there was a little bit of chaos at the end when you couldn't end the stream. But
Yeah,
otherwise, like in the middle, like yeah, people were engaged. You did a giveaway, and yeah, I mean, people were engaged enough, and you got follows, and people were buying things at least. And
yeah,
there were a couple times where people are actually paying for probably what that game was worth, or if not a little bit more. Um, so I mean, you do get both, but I mean, we've talked about this behind closed doors before, but my recommendation to you and to a lot of other people who want this, you really need to look at just lurk in another stream, see how they do things, try to get the feels because, like Ben said, they're not going to teach you how to do this, which is really weird. I mean, but at the same time, Twitch does the same thing. um,
right.
so like yeah, you're just gonna have to just kind of learn by doing and learn by watching other people um do it. But a thing that people are doing right now, because of price changes and because of today, the day we're recording, they started the different shipping. So shipping is like super crazy for random things depending on what it is. It depends on like how close you are, I guess, to the seller. It depends on how much it weighs, which is fine. But then it varies so much now. Instead of just $1 for shipping after your first purchase, like I don't know how many
Yeah,
people are gonna buy things, but you can always click on shipping, and it will always tell you the shipping of the item, except when it's a giveaway. Giveaways don't tell you. Um,
yeah,
but
yeah. And
yeah,
I think that's another hard part is like physically going in and making sure you pick the right thing to ship.
Mhm.
which is weird because they have like a pop vinyl option of what it would cost to ship a pop vinyl, but they don't have a video game one. So I literally had to put one in one of my packages, weigh it. I got what the ounces were,
Mhm.
and that's what I picked. And it's between 4 and 7 ounces, and
Yeah.
that's basically what you got to do. Uh, which is weird because for eBay, they know exactly what it is you're going to be selling. So if I say I'm going to put it in an envelope and I'm going to sell it, that is what they do, and then that's how you get charged for where you're shipping it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
wonder if I don't know how big pop is right now with whatnot, because it seems like the big thing right now are video games, especially, but also import games, because there are a lot of imports
yeah,
streamers and stuff on there, and that's how I got in. I mean, there's like this thing called Elements, and I mean, every day they have people and they swap out people throughout the day, and you can just buy a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I'm curious to see like what their cash cow is right now. I feel like it's retro. Um so like yeah, why wouldn't they give you some sort of clarity there of like what
yeah,
things weigh? I guess it
and
varies so much though, because there
yeah,
could be special editions, so that's why maybe they just don't have something, but you'd think that they would have like here's how much a regular box thing weighs, and then special editions, please weigh them yourself.
yeah, and they do have an academy where you could watch how to do things, and they have videos and stuff, but it's not very clear.
Mhm.
It's not a very like, oh, so you got to do this, 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 and this. I spent a lot of time watching and buying stuff, and I will tell you, like, if you're gonna do this, make sure you do that, but also make sure you're getting stock where you know you're gonna make the money. Um,
Yeah.
what the way I'm basing my sales off of is I know on eBay I can make this much. I raise it to $1 or 2 for whatnot, and that's not always the case at all. But I've been very cautious about making sure that I'm not spending money where I'm not making anything back.
Yeah.
I didn't make a ton this time, but at least I broke even and I made a little bit of extra. So I just had to go on that tangent. If that is something you want to do, you can always get a hold of us on Facebook or Twitter. I would gladly answer questions. Alex has been on there enough to be able to answer questions as well. We're not experts, but just know what you're getting into um, there. But let's go ahead and jump into some of the stories here. We got the first one. So Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. They announced, Steel Wool Games announced on their Twitter page, returning guests will be granted free admission to the Pizzaplex. It has Five Nights at Freddy's security breach, um, and it says ruin. And so free DLC 2023. This was on May 30th when this was sent.
Mhm.
Um, now I know Alex, you do not like these types of games. Alex, you have and Alex, if you're watching the video, that is the special edition that they just announced as well. It's the collector's edition. That's gonna be 149 as well. Not a bad looking collector's edition, I will say that. I mean, the box alone is pretty sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah, I'm not a. I guess I want to say I'm not a fan of these games. Because I've never really played them, so I can't really say that. However, I'm not a fan of jump scares, so that's why I've never really played the regular ones. But like when we saw this at the E3 or State of Play or whatever way back when, like this was the coolest thing that we saw. I mean, when it first showed up, like it looked really interesting. It reminded me of like Outlast or something, but more family friendly, I guess.
yeah, I mean, this is definitely it's definitely a T-rated game.
Yeah.
And my kids have watched it and played it. Um, that's that being said, it's definitely a totally creepy vibe. Totally creepy vibe. Um, I don't even know how well this game is sold. I really don't. Uh, obviously, it's sold well enough for them to do DLC and to do like a collector's edition since it's been out for a while. I mean,
Mhm.
it's obviously done really, really well at that. You know, looking at it. The box is super sweet. I will tell you that much. Um, and you get Alex hasn't pulled up here, but I know you get um, a plushie that's reversible. You get some pens. You get a magnet. There is a figure from one of the characters, and then you get the collectible um, steel book, and you get the box. So, I mean, that doesn't seem like a bad price for what you're getting there. I mean, to be honest, I think that's a really good deal. But I wonder how well it's done that they can do this.
Yeah, I don't know. It really does depend on that. There's a lot of merchandise in this and things that they could sell separately. And I also wonder like if some of these things are going to be um separately, because it looks like the pin set, the collectible plush pin set, and the Mr. Hippo magnet here, what we're looking at for the collector's edition, it doesn't specifically say um it doesn't say exclusive, but the reversible plush and the Maximum Games the Vonnie figure, both the U2's figure things, they are exclusive to Maximum Games.
Yeah,
So I would think that those are things that you can only get with this collector's edition. So they're probably just basing that on like how much do we think that these things could sell on their own, combined it.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I think it's a fair price for what it is. I don't really collect this kind of stuff. Or I guess that's not true. I'm not really a big collector in smaller figures like that. So I personally, even if I did like this, I'm not sure if I would go for this. But it is really cool for that very avid fan base to
yeah,
go nuts and get some cool merchandise, because it's always cool when you actually get merchandise for the things that you like. Because like when we were younger, I mean we there are a lot of different things. I mean when we were younger, it was harder to get merchandise for things that we like. I feel like there were like superhero toys every once in a while. There were Spider-Man toys and stuff. Um, but there's some other shows and stuff that you might like, but you can't get merchandise for, and that's where a lot of these like pop figures and stuff are filling the gap, and that's
yeah,
why so many people are buying them. It's
yeah.
because
And
like, oh,
I,
Friends, I like Friends. Give me a Friends pop.
yeah, I do feel like this has a very niche. As we were talking, I've looked up stuff, so I know because my son is into this very much so. But there are books, there
Mm-hmm.
are graphic novels, there are just, I mean, before Alex and I were talking about, if you look up fan films, there are so many fan films. It's it's like a ridiculous number. And when I was watching the state of play that they announced this back in November, uh, everybody in the chat was like security breach, security breach. So
Mm-hmm.
I, I'm guessing for them to do a limited collection, well, collector's edition, they've had to done well on the sales, or they just can't do it. No business can just do it for a fan favor. They've got to be able to make their money.
Yeah.
There's no date on this one here. The only thing we know about the DLC is it happens to come out 2023. So my guess it'll come out first of the year is what I think. You know, uh, I think sometime in the fall we'll see. I think maybe November, maybe we'll see another trailer of it. But hey, free DLC is good DLC.
It's true.
Um, let's move on. So let's move on to the Star Wars celebration. Lots to talk about there. They came out swinging with a couple trailers and some stuff. Andor trailer kind of threw me off guard. I did not know that they were going to do Cassian. I knew that they were doing a show, but I didn't know they were going to show a trailer. Um, Here's what's even better. So the first season was 12 episodes. That's that's a lot because I feel like their shows are like 8 or
10.
9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, So, and that one's coming out this year, so August. Anyone doesn't know, Cassian Andor was on Rogue One, which is one of my favorite Star Wars movies of all time, besides the classics. So um, this trailer is awesome because it explains more of who he is
Hmm.
and what he did before Rogue One. Um, and the trailer looked awesome. I mean, it
Yeah.
really did. It showed a lot of cool stuff um, there. They also showed a little bit of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. They showed a teaser trailer. Did you watch this trailer, by the way?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
There are lots of little things that I'm like, what is that? Like they showed the person in the capsule. Who is that? Uh, you know, I liked this game. I thought this game was very much it was hard. Um, but it was really I thought it was really a good game. Did you play this one, Alex?
I did, and if people remember on the previous podcast, I guess we talked about it. Um, way back when I borrowed it from someone, and there was a certain point where I just got stuck, and I was just upset with the game because there was no way to go back and like do stuff. It was one with one of the Night Sisters, on the Wookiee planet, and it's right after you. This game's been out for a while. Spoilers. Mechanic spoilers. After you
Yeah.
get the lightsaber, like you can have like a spinning, like dual wielding lightsaber, or make it like a Darth Maul lightsaber and like actually spin it around. Um, that's when the game got too hard for me because it was like, here's a new mechanic, learn it while fighting a really hard boss. Oh, you don't have time to learn this mechanic? Well, too bad. Just keep fighting this boss. And I ended up turning it to an easier mode, and then just at that point, then I just finished the rest of the game. I played on PS4 back when. I hear PS5 game looks a lot better, plays a lot
Looks
better.
great.
But yeah, I was a fan of the story stuff. I was a fan of the gameplay to a degree, but it felt a little too soulsy for my taste.
I mean, I will tell you the guy that plays the main character there,
Hmm.
um, plays Cal, uh, did a really good job of acting. Um, it looks just like him. I think that guy's a phenomenal actor anyway.
Hmm.
Um, you know, I think he'll do well. I liked the first game. I never finished it. My son did, and he really liked it. And it does. It gets to a point where it's like, you're learning and you're learning and you're getting better and you're getting better, and then it just gets hard real quick. Uh, and that's not fun for me. I don't know anyone else, but it's almost like it like drops you off a cliff and it just goes. But the graphics on PS5 look much better. I feel like the gameplay is better, um, maybe because of the power of the PS5. But
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of excited about this. I think it's going to do well there, and they don't really have a date. This was just a teaser trailer. I feel like we will hear more about this in the next couple months. I don't think it's coming out before Christmas. Do you?
No, definitely not.
Um, Another thing they had was Ahsoka's first look teaser for Star Wars Rebel, um, and they have all the other characters there. So that's really cool. I have not watched Rebels yet. I know you've watched Rebels.
It's so good.
It's in my queue. It's easier to watch than Clone Wars. I will tell you that.
It is, but you're gonna need to know Clone Wars stuff in order to enjoy it.
I know. I know. I need to watch
There are a
it.
lot of callbacks.
Yeah. Well, my goal is because the summer for work is a lot slower, is to actually get some of those episodes in and watch those episodes
Hmm.
um,
So
there.
I've said this before, a while ago, but you can find watch lists and stuff for Clone Wars. Personally, don't trust those watch lists at all because all of them are wrong. They tell you to skip one of the best arcs that, yes, it has nothing to do with the plot, but it's a very good like what if scenario thing with Obi-Wan and Anakin, and it's like a 3 episode long arc, and it's awesome. It is some of the best storytelling in all Star Wars, and they make you skip it. So don't trust those. Um,
Right.
just I don't know, at your discretion, watch stuff here or there, but for the most part, unless it's season 1 where you could probably skip a little bit here or there, um, then just don't skip it all and just bear through it and go through everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's not hard to watch, but like sometimes the episodes do feel like for me in Clone Wars feel long,
Yeah.
but Rebels is a lot shorter seasons, you know? And so those shorter seasons, like I remember one point I said I was gonna watch Doctor Who. I can't because there's so many episodes. And so if you did not watch at least half of it, it's hard to go back through and watch everything from the beginning.
Yeah,
Um,
I started when Matt Smith became a doctor, so like I only had a little bit to catch up on for newer Doctor Who. So
yeah, well, I think this is great. I think I can tell you right now. Um, so um, they teased, and I'm reading from the IGN article, they teased a live action version of Star Wars Rebel um, with characters there, and there was a mural of Ezra in the show. A good chance he may appear as well. I think if they did a live action of Rebels, I think it would do very well, very very well.
yeah,
Um,
I can't really go into Rebels without spoiling the show, um, for where it could go, and like those are like big spoilers. So I don't really want to do that here, especially because you're planning on watching it eventually. Um, but I will say that it's very interesting to see that they're doing this. um, I'm excited. I know they've been talking about Sabine for a while, and getting her on here. But it's cool that we're seeing. I hated Chopper when I first started watching Rebels, and I love Chopper at the end. He's just I forget what type of R unit he is, but he's for I guess layman's terms, he's like an R2D2, but he's not. He's like a junkier
yeah.
R2D2, and he's awesome.
Well,
um,
I watched a clip where they had the Rosario Dawson come out, and then she called, and then Chopper came out. So, people that are watching now, that picture of Chopper, that's like actually there. They built one for that.
that's
So
awesome.
that makes me think that a live action is going to happen. Um, but I tell you what, man, Disney's on a huge roll. And so, especially with Star Wars, I feel like they're doing it right. They're not just pumping stuff out to pump stuff out, you know?
Yeah, they're actually taking their time, and I feel like they're learning a lot from what the sequel trilogy did in the response to that versus like I don't know how well regarded the other shows were, so they tried to complete those and finish those and tie everything together, which is really cool. And so they're doing the Marvel thing where everything is
Yep.
connected. But they're doing Star Wars a lot better than they're doing Marvel currently. And I
Yeah.
think that's awesome because I've watched more Star Wars than Marvel, so I don't have to catch up on a bunch of things anymore. I am all caught up. I need to just watch the newest things and I'm good.
I am still working on a couple Marvel shows. I did watch Hawkeye, which I did like.
Hmm.
I thought it was a really good gap filler um,
I'm
from like the movies.
missing 3 Marvel shows. I've never watched Daredevil, so I'm missing all of that. Because now, like, they're making a Daredevil show supposedly. So, like, yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm just like, oh well, now I'm in the red. Now I have to. Now there's too much to do. This was my worst fear of
Yeah.
Marvel was I have to read um I don't know, a thesis paper from 2010 about Mickey Rooney and somehow that connects to Marvel and I need to know that for the latest Spider-Man film. I'm not about that. And that's why I was happy that like the latest Spider-Man film, like no spoilers or anything, it kind of like got everything to a close, and now it can do its own thing or do whatever it wants to
Right.
do. So I'm very happy about that because it doesn't need to be connected to anything. I really hope it's just not connected to anything. I'm gonna be so mad because like yeah, I'm not enjoying tangent again. I'm not really enjoying Marvel right now. It's just too much, and I enjoyed I still haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, but I enjoyed WandaVision a lot because I'm a huge fan of TV shows and movies. So I just enjoyed it for that experimental film aspect of it. And then I enjoyed Loki because it was just really cool and different and
Yeah, it was
sci-fi.
great.
But then I tried the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I could not get into it personally. It was just very slow for me. So I watched like 3, 4 episodes and stopped. And then Hawkeye, I just didn't even try at that point. And then with the newest one, Moon Knight, I hear is good, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to like. I don't know because I feel personally I feel in order to watch, I know it's not connected, but in order to watch Moon
Right.
Knight, I should probably watch the other things first because there's probably things that reference things, and then I have to know this and that and this and that, and
Yeah.
it's just it's too much work. I think I'm done.
Yeah. I think they're doing it right on Star Wars. I know people were like up in the air about Book of Boba Fett. I loved it. I thought it was great.
It was
Um,
Mandalorian season 2.5, honestly.
yeah, yeah. Going through some of this other list here, they did announce a show called Skeleton Crew with Jude Law. Here's the other thing I think they're getting like huge name actors and actresses to do these shows. To you know, from like I mean, if you look back at the Cassian show, he was in a movie several years ago, and he's coming back to do a TV show on Disney Plus. Um, you know,
Or the actor who plays Organa.
yeah,
Yeah, like Leia's dad. Like yeah, he looks so old.
yeah, he does.
But
Yeah, 4K is not helping him.
yeah, but like it's really cool to see when Disney, especially with Star Wars, they tried to get the actors back regardless of their age.
Yeah. Um, I think that's important. Um, you know, I think this one looks very interesting because it's got the creator it's created by the Spider-Man No Way Home John Watts
Hmm.
and Christopher Ford. It follows a group of 10-year-old kids from a small planet who get lost in a galaxy far, far away, and they must try and find their way home. It takes place after Return of the Jedi and will fit within the timeline of The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. And I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to start seeing a lot of these crossover here. And I think you're going to see a lot of that on there. Um, they also talked about Mandalorian, which is coming in 2023,
Hmm.
which I know people were like, God, we want it now. Take your time with it. Make it good.
Well, that and we're getting so many other shows right now that are Star
Yes.
Wars. Like, just yeah, take your time.
Yeah. Um, you know, and I think that's fine. I think we had a lot in Book of Boba Fett of him. And I want to see what happens with him and Grogu, but I want it to be at the right time. I
Hmm.
don't want it to be me deciding on what to watch, you know?
Yep.
So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I will say, kind of real quick, with all this here, I am surprised we didn't see about their first person shooter that they have that they're developing right now, which,
I
yeah,
feel
that
like that's
licensing.
more of a. We already knew about a new Fallen Order type game. I feel like that's more of an E3 time
Right.
reveal. So um, I expect some stuff in the next couple weeks here, probably for that.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think we need to see something,
Hmm.
even if it's just like a CG, because, yeah. But that was just a tangent. Another one of the big thing here, they did do a trailer for Bad Batch season 2, which comes out in fall of this year. I liked Bad Batch. I have 2 episodes left, so don't spoil it. There, I liked it. I loved how they made their own decision after the order was granted to kill all the Jedi. You know,
Yeah.
they they decided on their own what they were going to do. Um, but them getting a season two, and it looks like in the trailer that's Emperor Palpatine. Mom's, you know,
Yeah.
that's definitely him in the trailer. So that means they're going to be messing with him. Um, Also, I was telling Alex in the trailer they showed Wookiee holding a lightsaber, um, which was really cool. So, and that's
Yeah.
going to be this year as well.
Gunji. They're saying it may or may not be Gunji. Um, I'm gonna look this up on my own, but I think that's the name of the Wookiee that I was talking about earlier from Clone Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. He was during Clone Wars. So like yeah, because there's an episode with like 6 Padawans who go and get their kyber crystals. So one of them was a Wookiee. So that'd be really cool if it was him, because he's the only Wookiee that I know that has ever been shown before to wield a lightsaber.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be really cool if that was him. Um,
You know, with
yeah.
Disney, would I be surprised? No. I mean, like I said, they're on fire right now. I was telling this to Alex before we go through some of the other ones here. Do you think Netflix goes, "Oh man, we totally screwed up. We messed up." Uh,
All the time.
because Disney was working with Netflix, and Netflix is like, "No, we're not gonna let you do this. We're not gonna let you do this." And they're like, "We'll do our own." And they laughed. And they even made jokes about it when Disney did leave, and they were making personal jokes like in the media. And now Disney has got to be like number one in streaming. I want to say they've got to be number one. Um, I
Yeah,
don't
because a
put
lot of people
Netflix as number
did
one.
leave Netflix for multiple reasons the past few years. I'd say Disney, or what it could be is that value pack that they always parade around, which is the
Yeah,
Hulu, Disney, and ESPN pack.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I feel like Disney is definitely up there now. Disney and
I
Hulu,
will. I will tell you, I get my most money out of Disney Plus and HBO Max.
that
Those are
too.
like my
Yep.
big ones there. Um, they also announced returning in the spring of 2023, Visions Volume 2. I did like Visions.
I'm excited.
Um, I loved how they took a lot of the Jedi battles and turned them into more of a samurai, because George Lucas said before that he based the Jedi on samurai. Like he
Hmm.
based their logic and how they fight like samurai. So I think that's really awesome how they did it. Plus, anytime you can let famous animators take a license and make their own story is awesome.
Hmm.
You know, I think they ran with it really well. There was a lot of different things um, here. There was a lot of different things that talked about. Um, Palpatine series would be interesting. Hayden Christensen said some stuff. Um,
Oh yeah, that was really fun. Where they're like they're talking about the Star Wars celebration and the return of everything, and they're like, what do you think of this?" And then Anakin, or Hayden Christensen as Anakin, just goes, "This is where the fun begins," which is like what it's a quote from Episode 3. So it was excellent to hear that.
he didn't say. You didn't hear Ewan McGregor say, "I have the high ground."
No,
Uh,
it's over, Anakin.
I think there's a lot of we're going kind of through some of this stuff. They are obviously going to do a BD1 Lego. Have fun trying to get it. Um, I know that you can pre-order it now. I wonder if you can still get it. I doubt it. I doubt
Yeah,
it's.
there's a lot of stuff here. Oh yeah, the Tales of the Jedi animated show as well.
Yeah,
Like yeah, there's a ton here, honestly. Like you should definitely just take a look. We're looking at the Star Wars Celebration 2022, everything announced from IGN. Um,
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff there, which, by the way,
Still
Alex, you
going.
can still get the BD1, Lego set, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yep, $99, which I feel
He was in
Jedi Fallen Order.
well, yeah, but he showed up in Boba Fett,
Was it
didn't
Man
he?
I thought that or Mandalorian, one of the 2, he
Yeah,
showed up in.
there was like there was one of them I thought that was just around, but
I would not be surprised. I would be surprised if he shows up if he shows up in any of the, um, those shows, but I think it'd be a total geek moment if he did, you know? If he showed up in anything, I think it'd be a total geek moment. And like Alex said, there's a ton of stuff they did here. There's a lot of stuff to look at, read. We would say go look at it and see. The only thing here that I know, 2 things I wanna kinda really just announce real quick they showed a picture of Indiana Jones, 5, and they did show a new Willow trailer, which, by the way, the Willow trailer is fantastic. I know I posted it on our Facebook page. It reminds me of watching Willow when I first watched it,
mhm.
you know? The I don't know if you've watched that trailer yet.
No, I
Uh,
haven't.
it's good. It's good. It gives you that whole vibe of Willow. But, you know, I will tell you they do these. I would love to be able to go and to one of the celebrations they do. Um, when they do this, it's crazy. I'm sure it's like it's hard to get in. I know that.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it'd be great to go. But you know, we looked at that on that is a story on IGN. Definitely check it out. But I want to save some time here because one of the last things we're going to talk about today, Sonic Frontier gameplay. Um, I had a chance to watch this, and I will tell you that it. I I don't know. I want to hear what you say first, Alex. What your thoughts are? I know you're a huge Sonic fan. What were your initial thoughts?
Well, I was I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. Game looked very early build.
Yes,
Still.
I will agree that.
There were parts where he was running really fast across the field of flowers, and the flowers didn't react at all. He just kind of clipped through them. So I'm hoping that that is fixed because that just looked really bad for today's standards. Um, Game looks very empty. That's probably the point, but they're also probably not showing everything just yet. I thought it was cool how there was grinding stuff, and there seemed to be I don't know, like um treadmills. I almost like cosmic treadmills. They're not cosmic treadmills, but they're like generators, like treadmill generator things to like unlock certain things. It's very much Breath of the Wild Sonic, which is weird to see, weird to say and see. Uh, but I'm interested in the fact that the combat seems kind of cool. There's a lot of fluidity there compared to normal stuff. It kind of reminds me of it reminds me of Sonic 06, and it reminds me of Sonic Heroes, where there's a lot of enemies that have multi hits. The only difference is that like you see like a number and a health bar, but on this you didn't. So you kind of just like did a bunch of homing attacks, and then he like did some kick flips and stuff while in the homing attack, and then you would go out and go back in. You could do your tornado that you learn in Sonic Heroes, um, which you use to like flip over enemies generally, but it looked like in this, like you used it on just like group of enemies. Um, yeah, I don't know how to feel about this game yet, but I'm still intrigued, I guess.
Yeah,
It looks I'm happy that it's running better than the preview, because like the preview that we saw last time, where it was just like open world and stuff, it was very like jittery when it was trying to
Yeah,
show the locations, and people are like, "Oh man, that last trailer looks a lot better than this one," and maybe graphically it does, but frame rate wise, this one looked very fluid and looked looks interesting and fun.
yeah.
But I don't know how long the fun will last, because it like again it feels like a very empty game.
To me, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate. It looked like a Switch game. It didn't, to me, look like what we're used to seeing. Like, I'll give a prime example: Ratchet and Clank on PS5. That game was beautiful, very fluent. It's not open world like that, but when you're on a planet, when you were doing something, it felt very fluid. If you hit something over, or you stepped on something, there was always like something happened. Like the use of the flowers; those flowers should be going all over the place when he's running. You know. And now this is early. This is like a teaser, and they're going to use this to be like, okay, so what worked, what didn't work.
This game
You know.
is slated to come out this year though.
I mean, I need to see a game. I need to see gameplay on Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5 because that looked like Switch to me. It really did.
I mean,
Uh,
it is that's the problem with this game. Is that it is coming to Switch. It is coming to original Xbox One, PS4. Um, yeah, like it's not just for new consoles, it's for every console. And I think that bottleneck there is going to affect you. Um,
yeah,
but
I'm,
yeah,
and I'm
I don't
wondering if
know.
that's gonna. I wonder if it's gonna happen because I know there was a game coming out where they were gonna put it on other consoles, Xbox One, PS4, and then they announced recently that it's not. It's only coming on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Nintendo would pay money to make them keep it on their Switch regardless, and make it, maybe it could be like a Witcher 3 type deal, like where it's like
yeah,
just such a different experience because of how bare bones it has to be. Um but I mean, I honestly like, yeah, it does look like a Switch game. But I'd be impressed though if
yeah,
this did run on a Switch. Like honestly, like it still
yeah,
looks like a good running game.
yeah.
Um
And I thought it was cool that it was open world. Um, you know, and I agree with you. The fact of like it just seemed empty, like there was nothing there. Um, and I hate to use Ratchet and Clank, but there's a couple of those worlds where if you go to a top, like a huge area, really high up, right, you could see everything around you. You can see like life. You can see things moving. Um, and that just seemed very empty, you know. And now, granted, this is just like a teaser. This is not anything else. They just, you know, they basically just kind of showed us what it was going to look like. I mean, the game is stated for December,
yeah.
so I think we'll see more this summer or maybe in the
We're
fall.
going to see a lot actually. They're showing a month of content for Sonic. It's beginning June 1st. But yeah, IGN has a first look at this game, so we're gonna see a ton of it this month, actually.
Yeah, so that's good. I think going forward, we got to see more. We got to see more, and I want to see it running on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X. You know, and I think if we did that, I think I would feel better about it there.
Hmm.
Uh, and I'm not, I grew up with Sonic. That was like my thing. I had a Sega Genesis to just get Sonic and having debates on the bus because Sonic was faster than Mario.
Yeah, but
I loved it.
Robotnik was faster than both of them, because he runs really fast at the end of Sonic and somehow still gets in his egg carrier or whatever before
Yeah.
Sonic.
I do think it's funny because like um, we went to a picnic this weekend or like a cookout, and the kids were all tired of playing outside. So I go in, they're watching Sonic 2, right? The movie. And so I'm watching a little bit of them. Like, oh, this is not bad. This is really good.
Hmm.
And um, my son goes, what was it? One of the kids was like, "Hey, did you have Sonic when you were a kid?" I was like, "Well, I was like 16, but yes." when I was younger, I had Sonic, and I think Sonic has become more for all different types of generations. But I this game's got to be good. I mean, it really does need to be like a really good game because they pushed that Sonic Colors, and I know it didn't sell very well because there were issues with the Switch version. So
Yeah.
I feel like this needs to be a good game. They have it's not hard just to make them go really fast and do cool things in
Yeah,
my mind.
if anything though, Sonic is still a multimedia phenomenon, IP, so it will still be successful regardless of games or not. I honestly think I felt like this for a while. Sonic is more recognizable than Mario.
I agree.
I'm gonna go with that because Sonic has more cartoons. It's been in media a lot more. It has movies. Mario just has games, and if you're not counting the bad movie, um, and the anime movie from a long time ago, like yeah, there's not much to it except video games. They're great video games, but Sonic, like I didn't have a Genesis. I watched Sonic Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sat AM on TV, and then I think that's how we ended up getting a Game Gear because I watched Sonic on TV. So that's how I was introduced into it. And then I played like Genesis stuff at cousin's house or whatever. But like yeah, Sonic is I feel like if you show Sonic to a kid, like just a random kid, they're gonna know who Sonic is
Right.
faster than Mario.
Yeah, and I feel like the movies have done a good job with that. Um, but they gotta get the games there. I mean, this gives them a huge opportunity to use the power of the new next gen consoles, but also to do something completely different.
Yeah,
Make it open world. Do I want to see if he runs on if he gets in the water, he starts running on the water, you know?
yeah. Um,
Just like things like that.
I will say though that the last game that came out, Sonic Forces, is not a bad game. It's just a game that people didn't really want. um, it's that game was designed for kids and for furries, and so I mean that's the main
Uh,
Sonic people, you know.
yeah.
Those are the main Sonic fans. So you're either a kid or you're a furry. Um, and I'm neither, just FYI. But yeah, so there was a lot of customization. You could do a lot of you made your own Sonic character, which is what the internet has been doing for years. Like if you type in your name and then the hedgehog after your name, you're gonna find some deviant art or some sort of picture of a hedgehog original character that someone has made before. Like no
Yeah.
joke, any name you're gonna find that because Sonic has just always been that popular and that customizable. So that's why Sonic Forces was like that. It was a mediocre game. It played well, I would say, but it was boring. But it because of all the customization things that you could do in it, um, it did its job for those fans.
Yeah, actually my son just downloaded it and started playing it. Um, you know, and I said, "What is this?" He goes, "It's Sonic Forces." So he made his own character and did all that. Um, and I don't think these are bad games. What I want is I want like a really big, good Sonic game. And when they said it was gonna be open world, I got super excited, you know,
Yeah,
to see it. And they're gonna show more. I'm sure the internet's spoken. I'm sure they know some of the feedback. Uh, and we've got time. We've got time to get that done.
yeah,
Um, so we'll have to wait and see on that. And we'll probably have more stories on this as they do more things there. Um, so yeah, yeah. Well, as we wrap up the show, we definitely have our shout out of the week. Squares of the Circle. It's with our buddy Zach and a couple people, and they are talking wrestling. Um, and so definitely, if you guys listen to the podcast, you love the podcast, check them out. We've done a couple shows with Zach. Hopefully, going to do some more with him. But him and the crew, I think it's a very good podcast, and I'm not big into wrestling, but I do like hearing like them talk about that, and I think it's a good podcast. So they are our shout out of the week. Definitely check us out. This episode for audio will be available Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. YouTube one is usually on Fridays. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Um, so definitely check us out in those avenues there if you get a chance to. With our audio, we are on almost all of the major podcast supporters, so you can get us from there, including if you just happen to have Android and you want Google, we're on there as well. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything, Alex?
Not really much, but get at it.
Get at it.